Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
James Holder, IFL TV, in association with Macklin's Gym Bar. With me, I've got the big and David Price. We're here today in East Germany, ahead of Nathan Cleverly taking on Jürgen Bremer for the WBA World Title. Also on the card, the big un is back.
I'm back again. It's been about 5 months, I think, hasn't it, since my last fight.
Doesn't seem that long ago.
It doesn't.
No, to you it probably does, but to us, it doesn't seem that long ago since I've seen you.
Actually, June, July, August, so it's 4 months, isn't it? It's only 4 months, so it's not that bad, really.
Yeah.
But it's good to get out, get busy again, you know, and get a run out, really. I mean, we're not expecting fireworks this weekend from the opponents, at least, but I'll be treating them with the same respect as I treat anyone. But you know, fireworks maybe from myself, you know, if things go to plan.
Maybe letting off some of them big right hands that we like to see you throw would be fantastic.
The big right hands always there, but the punch to watch out for now for me is the jab, because my jab's improved unrecognisably in my opinion. From what
would you credit Caldwell with that? Improving your
yeah,
jab?
Definitely. It's just repetition in the gym, repetition, and I'm starting to see the fruits of my work in the gym, and we'll see it in the ring with them little 10-ounce gloves on. People's faces will be getting busted up. Plus I had an operation on my elbow at the back end of last year.
Wasn't to do anything with tennis elbow, was it?
No, it weren't. It was to do with years of wear and tear on my left elbow. But I'd already had two operations on it in the amateurs, and there was a problem with the extension of my left arm. I could never really snap my jab out, and people would say to me, "Why don't you just fucking snap that jab out, bang it out?" And I was saying at the time, but my left arm was a little bit handicapped. But when I decided I was going to go again, you know, I decided I need to have a proper jab to try and get this sorted. And the guy who sorted it done a great job, Adam Watts, and now I can, you know, it got a lot more flow to my left arm.
Nearly blown away then, big un.
Yeah,
good job. Watch that above your head. It's quite close to your barnet, that is.
It's only a sheet.
I mean, we have all got so much love for the heavyweight division at the moment. It seems to be coming back to fruition and back to some really good times. It's such a good mix of fighters all across the country that you could potentially pair up in good domestic matchups. I know you'll have one eye on the bigger fights, but have you got any interest in some of these fights?
Yeah, of course I have. If they make sense. I mean, look, the big fights are the priority, but if the big fights don't come off, then there's other options which are definitely attractive. So yeah, I mean, like I say, we were offered the Joseph Parker fight. Then next thing I heard was that we were going to get offered the Anthony Joshua fight, and then everything's just up in the air at the minute. So right now, there's talk of a Dave Allen fight in 2 weeks. So we'll get tomorrow out the way, see what happens, and then go from there. But you know, it's keeping busy, it's keeping active. We'll see what happens in the next 24 hours. Just
to bring up Dave Allen, he has been quite vocal in the past, wanting a fight with yourself. I know it's a tactic fighters use to get bigger pay, bigger fights, maybe calling out people above them. What are your sort of thoughts on that? Yeah,
it's not something I'd usually respond to, which I haven't responded to with Dave Allen, to be honest. It's not something that I'd let someone get under my skin. And I understand why people do it. I mean, look, I done it a few weeks ago with Anthony Joshua. You know, I came out and said something, but all I done was state a fact. I wasn't disrespectful. I didn't talk all this nonsense. I just stated a couple of facts, and that was it. So yeah, I can see why he's doing it. Yeah, it's one of them, innit? You know, if the fight happens, then he'll live to regret doing it. You know, you've got to be careful what you wish for, and he's been crying it for a long time. So we'll see what happens in the next few days. There's a lot of other things going on that are going to determine the outcome of the next couple of weeks. So, you know, it's out of our hands at the minute.
Who do you think Anthony Joshua should defend against in November? We've seen talks of potentially maybe Klitschko even now, since the sort of what's happened with Tyson Fury's situation. Who would you like to see in the event?
Me. I'd like him to defend against me. I mean, Vladimir Klitschko. If it happens, I'd be surprised because they're notoriously difficult to deal with, the Klitschkos. So if that happens, be surprised. And also if it happens, then you've got to take your hat off to Joshua, because as much as people are writing Klitschko off because he's 40, I think he's going to come back stronger and better than ever, because he's had that kick up the arse that he's felt like he's needed for a long time. He's had that taste of defeat. It's horrible. It's fucking torment going through it, and he's going to come back to terms. So it's a really dangerous fight for Joshua. So there's got to be a lot of big rewards in it they're going to take, because it is risky. So if that doesn't happen, then they're going to go the Joseph Parker route, which again, he's mandatory. So that's the fight he should take. Parker's fighting today or tomorrow. Yeah. Against Dimitrenko, who's no slouch really, and to be expected to go straight into a world title fight 6-7 weeks after a potential taxing physical fight against a good heavyweight in Dimitrenko, it's asking a lot. So there could be an injury picked up on the way, so you never know. It could be they're running out of options. Put it this way, when I did get told last week that I was being considered, it did make me think, well, 2-3 weeks ago, I was getting laughed at for even mentioning my name in the same sentence, and then word was that they were considering making me the offer, or I was definitely on the short list. Then they'd run out of options, but we'll see what happens with the Klitschko and the Parker thing. That's what I'm saying. It's all up in the air at the moment, but I'm just made up. I'm even part of any of it, because the Joseph Parker fight's there for me as well. If potentially, which is a massive opportunity for me. And we got told about that a couple of months ago now. That's a massive opportunity, because I could find myself in a position where I would be mandatory challenger to fight Joshua, and that's where it's a life-changing situation then.
I want to talk a little bit about old foe Tyson Fury. There was a point where you versus Tyson Fury potentially was one of the most spoke about fights in England, maybe even on the world scene of the heavyweights. Everyone wanted to see it. What have you made of sort of the unfortunate circumstances that surround Tyson Fury at the moment?
It's sad really, isn't it? It's a shame. It's a massive shame. Someone in the prime of his career has fell foul to the devil really, which is depression. It's well documented that he suffers with depression. Now he's gone from, I did say when he won the world title that he might struggle with the come down from such a height. I can only imagine what it felt like to be Klitschko, but what goes up must come down. And then when you're on the come down from such a height, then you'll start, you might start having a drink to get that feel good or whatever. That's myself, and it just spirals into out of control really, and you end up in a bit of depression. And if you're naturally depressive, where it's a chemical problem rather than a mental issue, where you may have a chemical imbalance or whatever, then it's going to be a struggle. But look, I've been through situations where I've been on the floor, been literally and metaphorically been on the floor, been knocked out. I've been laughed at by people. I've been told to never fight again by a lot of people. But I'm still here, and I'm stronger than ever. And I'm sure Tyson Fury can do the same, because he's won a world title. I'm sure he can come back and do it and get himself back in great mental shape, physical shape. I wish him all the best, without a doubt. Wish him well, and I wish him a speedy recovery.
Do you think, or see that he's not going to keep his titles? Do you think they should put him in recess? Do you think that should be an option, a legitimate option, so when he comes back he can fight all the titles straight away?
Do you know what? Yeah, because he's undefeated. He won the belts off the lineal champion in Germany, which has never been done apart from Klitschko being knocked out. It was probably even more surprising that he'd done it on points. So yeah, I think he should be given that chance, because it'll also keep the division in an exciting place where it is at the moment, because don't get me wrong, it's great if there's opportunities for different belts for the likes of myself, if I can slot in there and get a shot at something, but ultimately for the attraction of the division, you want the best names to be involved as soon as possible for the biggest fights to happen, and that's where the big money is. So yeah, I think the WBA are the ones who do go with the recess one, isn't it? So if they can do that, then they've salvaged something really out of a terrible situation. But it'd be interesting to see how it goes, like which way it goes.
Listen, Big, and I wish you the best of luck tomorrow.
Yep.
Before we go, sorry, I do want to just touch a little bit on Cleverly Brahma. I haven't asked you about that. The main event. How do you see Nathan Cleverly's chances of beating Brahma out here in Germany?
I think Nathan Cleverly's activity. You know, I think if he can keep a high intensity work rate throughout the fight, which has never really been a problem for Cleverly. He's all action, throws plenty of punches, and he keeps his head moving. I think he can win the fight. Yeah, definitely. I think it's there to be won. Like Brahma's been a great champion for a long time, but Cleverly's busyness can get him a points win, I think.
Do you think he's got to win by knocking him out, or do you see it, if it going to points and it's tight, Cleverly getting a decision?
Well, that history will tell you no, but the likelihood of him knocking Brahma out is probably small, isn't it? You know, there's not much of a likelihood of that happening. So he's going to have to dominate the fight to win on points. But like I say, he can throw that many shots Cleverly, and he loves a tear up. You know, it's not beyond his reach to do that.
This could be the night Jürgen Brahma ages permanently. So
could be, yeah.
Listen, David, thank you very much for your time.
All right, mate.
Back on, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Best of luck with
Thanks,
your
Jay.
fight tomorrow, and I'll see you afterwards.
Thanks,
Thank you,
mate.